You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.
This is good. Phone being up here. It's all right. All right. Yo. What's happening, people? What's going on? Yeah, I know it's late. And as you can see, I'm here alone for the time being. But we're going to make it do what it do. Angelo is on his way in. But, it's Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. We're going to get this thing going. We wanted to come on and talk about addiction. I'm hoping that Angelo will get here so we can dive into that a little bit, especially with everything that's going on with the NBA and all this gambling stuff. And, we want to point out, in regards to addiction, if you have it, is it really an addiction? If you can deal with the consequences, is it a problem? That type of stuff. But, y'all going to have to talk back and forth with me. Can you put the show up somewhere, Dwayne, so I can see the questions? Because I'm going to try and get on Facebook also and everything. So while we're doing that, y'all go ahead and share this thing. Let people come on in so we can have a quick conversation. We ain't gonna stay up here long, but we gotta get some tapes, some video so we can put it out there. Let's see this right here. Hold on one moment. Let's see. Okay, so as I said, folks, we're gonna need y'all to I'm gonna need y'all to talk back to me, but for right now, I can let you know, your favorite podcaster, your classic man, as in me. I have been nominated for a couple of different things in ATL Hottest. Been nominated as the best actor in film, also a best actor in theater. Me and the wife has been nominated as power couple. That's James Thompson, Kaya Thompson. So when you go in there to vote, I'm just telling you how to look for it. I've also been nominated for Gentleman of the Year. I have won that before, so I'm looking forward to seeing if I can get that again. Uptown Comedy Corner has also been nominated as, ATL's hottest comedy club. So make sure that y'all go in there and get them votes in there for me. I appreciate it. And God Guys, the stage play, has also been nominated. Just gotta put some respect in that thing because we are an international stage play right now. As I told you before, we was over there in St. Martin, putting a word out and doing some good work in the community, helping people out and everything, trying to deal with trauma and, dealing with it later in life as grown men. So, we was trying to spread that word over there. So the question's not showing up, it hasn't. Oh, okay. Got it right here. There we go. How y'all doing? Y'all talk to me. Say something because again, I'm here by myself. So say something to me. As you know, like I said, this gambling thing that's happening right now. So far, there's been 3 prominent names in the NBA that has been charged. Chauncey Billups for the Portland Trail Blazers, coach for the Portland Trail Blazers, and then you also had Rozier from Terry Rozier from the Miami Heat, and then also Damon Jones, who is an assistant coach. I think he's coaching with the Heat right now, but he's also been charged with this thing. But supposedly there's going to be a whole bunch of other names that's coming out. And, we're talking about millionaires. I think Chauncey Billups has made, just on the court, I think he's made over $130 million. And I think Rozier has made over I think he's made over $170 million. You got to realize when Chauncey was playing, the contracts wasn't as big. But Rozier has made over $170 million. He's in the middle of a $96 million contract. Matter of fact, he had just signed his contract when the stuff that he was doing, he did. So it makes you think in regards to addiction. There's a lot of different addictions out there. But, if it's, it's like people say when you're balling and you're out there throwing money up and down and throwing it around, is it, if you got it, is it that much of a big deal? So the same thing with gambling. If you have the money to lose, is it a problem? Is it an addiction if you have the money to lose and you're out there gambling? What up, Troy? What's going on, bro? I got Facebook Live also. We got Facebook Live and we also got YouTube. But I really need for you to go over to that YouTube and make sure that you hit that follow button. We're trying to get these numbers up. We took a little break, so now we're coming back. We get some things restarted over here, new studio and everything, as you can see. What we got? What up, Frank? The Braces is in town. How y'all doing? Yeah, Frank, because we kind of I had a call that I had to do in regards to my God Guys stage play. We setting up some more things so that we can get out and do some good in the communities. Plus, Angelo was running because he's coaching. So, I figured I would go ahead and finish the call, and hopefully he'll be stepping in here in a minute. But in regards to this gambling thing, man, what are y'all thinking? What in regards to if you can deal with the consequences of whatever addiction it is it a problem? Or is it a hobby? That's right. Let them know. Oh, I'm sure Frank done hit that like. Matter of fact, go and hit them buttons as much as you can. Keep hitting them. Keep that algorithm going up. We need that to happen. But yeah, again, with this gambling thing, I'm gonna need y'all to talk to me. I don't want to keep talking to myself. Lord Jordan, what's up, bro? What's going on, man? Talk to me. What you think about this gambling thing that's going on? Can addiction be a hobby? If it's something that or let me put it this way. Can an addiction be disguised as a hobby?
I believe so.
You saying that it's a hobby, but, it might actually be a sickness.
Yeah.
Gambling is one thing, but there's a whole bunch of different addictions. I mean, drinking, drugs. Everybody can say, I like to get high.
Yeah.
So does that mean it's an addiction? Or is it just a hobby that they have that, they like to feel high? That type of thing. What's up, Shine?
No, I was going to say, I definitely think gambling, when you can afford it, and you're maybe, get decent at it, you can do it consistently and not know that you're addicted to it. Just because you winning so much, you don't notice you losing. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because from what I've known, if you gamble long enough, you'll win. Mm-hmm. And that keeps you going back, Mm-hmm. But again, could be a hobby. Wait, so... Oh, he said, hold on. Oh yeah, Antonio Gates. Yeah, supposedly, a man is Chauncey Billups is putting names out there, and I'm gonna get to that in regards to what he was charged with because his was a little different, and trying to figure out is it a well, I guess it is a crime, but is it that big of a deal? But we'll get to that. But yeah, okay. Bracy, you said that you think that they were set up. Interesting, because a lot of people are also saying that another former NBA player is the one that actually dropped the dime on him because he was throwing some big poker games, some poker games at his house. Because I don't think a lot of people don't recognize that when you throw these big high stakes poker games at your house or wherever, they're actually illegal because of the amount of money. Because supposedly you have to, there's a tax thing that you're supposed to report certain winnings or whatever. Because I know in Vegas, if you get to a certain amount of winnings, there's a threshold that if you win, you can just go cash out and leave. But then if you go over that threshold, when you go to cash out, they're gonna want your social security number and everything so they can report these earnings type of deal. So when you're having these games, what do they call them? What is it? What do they call them? Underground poker games. It's actually illegal if it's high stakes. And so we're talking about millionaires here. So of course, we got to say that those were illegal. But they were basically using wait, let's get back to the setup thing. I think it was Stephen A. Smith that said, everybody, blames 45, 47 for everything. And he's on a revenge tour. The NBA was outspoken in regards to voting against him. A lot, let's face it, most of the NBA is people of color, black men. And they were against trying to make sure that people didn't voted for Kamala Harris. But now that Trump has won and everybody say he's on a revenge tour, is this something that is part of his revenge tour? Because when have you seen the head of the FBI hold a press conference?
What I will say is, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, the investigation they said started 6 years ago.
Yeah, I did hear that it started 6 years ago.
So 6 years ago, minus 4 years, what you think? So if that means something is started at the end of his presidency, though nobody charged anything, and now once you get back into the seat, you bring it back in?
Hey, it now all of a sudden it picks up steam.
That's all I'm saying.
And, a lot of people say the WNBA is next.
If that's untrue, then by all means,
and again,
mean no harm.
Not taking anything away from, if you was throwing games or whatever.
Yep, that's good.
Yeah, you're guilty of it. But Rozier was actually cleared of some gambling things a couple of years ago, and that's why he kept playing. And now all of a sudden, what he was cleared of, now he's being charged with. I can tell you this, all of them, their careers are over in regards to.
Well, I'll say, think about it like this. I'm not, if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the same thing Gilbert Arenas was charged with.
Yeah. Gilbert Arenas was charged with holding the actual. He was actually doing the games there were some poker games at his house.
And so, what I'm saying is, like I said, these people, if it's, let's just say, this sounds like tax evasion at most, at best, right? And if that's the case, then they should pay a fine. I think at the end of the day, even them showing like the Terry Rozier highlights of him, missing shots and all that. I mean, the NBA implemented the prop bets and stuff like that, right? It wasn't even all these things that people can bet on weren't even an option before. You know what I'm saying? Like that's new. It used to be, spreads, over, unders, things like that.
Right. Yeah.
And if he was doing stuff like that, then it would probably be wrong, but it would just be a little bit different. You know what I mean? I think it seems to me what he's doing is, like you said, doing over unders on his own stats. You know what I'm saying? So definitely still punishable. You know what I mean? But if, like you said, if he cleared, then he couldn't have been doing it.
Right. And that's the thing. Supposedly he was investigated by the NBA, and the NBA cleared him. So then the Fed stepped in, and now here we are. The thing with Chauncey Billups, I think he's more charged with aiding and abetting because they use his name to draw other people in. It's almost as if, how when they have a meet and greet, how they tell people, hey, Chauncey Billups is going to be here, come through. So Chauncey is going to be playing in this game, so y'all come through so y'all can play against an NBA player, a former NBA player. And he was supposedly doing it with the mob. Now, the crazy thing is, has anybody seen the mob on and any pictures of them going to court?
Nope.
How is it that if we talk about the mafia, what's the name with this mafioso group that he was supposedly the Casa Nostra organized crime families, but you ain't seen none of them being marched out in front of, going to court. They had Chauncey going. They had Terry Rozier. They had him in shackles. He was in handcuffs. And then, of all things, I don't understand why in the world would he put on a Charlotte Hornets hoodie to go to court when you being charged for the time while you was playing with the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, you can't make that up. I mean, why would he even do that? And they didn't.
Maybe he wanted them folks to think it was old.
I mean, he was at the hotel where they arrested him at. I think Chauncey was actually at home when they arrested him, but Terry Rozier was actually at a hotel when they actually arrested him. The day after a game, he didn't play in the game before though. But I'm just trying to figure out why in the world would you, if you're playing for the Miami Heat, why would you have on a Charlotte Hornets? It almost makes me feel like they gave him the Charlotte Hornets sweatshirt to put on. But getting back to it, do you think that it actually can be an addiction if you can deal with the consequences? In other words, if I can lose $1 million, is it an addiction if I can lose $1 million?
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Like Floyd Mayweather, you see how much he be talking about, be gambling, and like they talk about a Bruno Mars or hell, a Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they gamble big money. You know what I'm saying? Like
big money.
He ain't gambled. I think Jamal Crawford told a story of a dude that tried to bet Michael Jordan. And he was like, pull out a coin. He was like, flip a coin. He said, heads or tails for $10,000. And the dude was like, nah,
I ain't got it like that.
Yeah.
So
Jordan was like, I ain't got the time. I'm ready.
So,
I'm a real gambler, but I ain't got the time.
If you can lose 10,000, on the flip of a coin, is that and when you have billions, is that an addiction or is it a hobby? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? With these guys again, Rozier is that one is really puzzling to me because he had just signed his new contract of $96 million, and then you go out and fake an injury supposedly. Them feds, they have the deep, they know what's happening. So supposedly what he did, he told somebody that he was going to throw the game or he was going to step out, and everything was on the under for him. So he made sure that he didn't score enough.
He betting prop bets. So them prop bets is, man, that's just it's an interesting. NBA introduced prop bets. You know what I'm saying? And NFL. You know what I mean? Like where you can bet on people.
You can basically bet on performances of a single person and not a collective team.
Not even the collective team.
So when you do that, you're really opening up the door for people to actually,
To do it.
you know, back in the day, you had to throw a whole game. You know, one player might have to try and throw a whole game for a team, and you could bet on that. But now, like you said, with the prop bets, you could just make a bet that he's not going to score 11 points.
Correct.
You know, and they have the game that he supposedly hurt his foot. But again, it couldn't have been that much money that he won when you just signed a $96 million contract. Angelo,
What up?
what's going on, Coach? Hall of Fame.
Oh, man.
You can't stop, boy. He Hall of Fame coach. He's just coaching everything now.
That's dope. I got used to hearing that.
Hall of Fame, bro. Hall of Fame. HOF. Hoff.
Hoff.
Yes, sir.
Hoff.
Yes,
How about
sir.
I was gonna say technically you're in too, JT, but I mean you don't have to say you are, but you know.
Oh, shockwave.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We all gonna carry that.
that? No doubt.
That's what I'm
We
saying.
all gonna carry that. I forgot to buy my ticket today because they don't sell till tomorrow, I think.
Well, the discount is till
The
tomorrow.
discount. Yeah. I got it.
Yeah, the
You know
discount
me.
tickets
I'm
are-
always looking for a discount.
Yeah, no doubt.
How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm cold.
I was gonna say you
cold
you
out
gotta-
there.
Yeah. You gotta.
Being out there for 3 hours, well, my body's still at freeze mode, so I'm trying to. That's why I didn't even realize to have a hood on, but I'm still trying to warm up, man. Hey, man, how's everybody, man? Coming back from Chapel Hill game, man. We went 1-1 today. We lost a heartbreaker 6-0, man. 2 games in a row now. We didn't get able to score at the end of the game to lose the game, man. It's really a lot of semblance of resemblance of what we do out on the other team.
Yeah.
Real frustrating. But so I was listening in on the way in though, man. And the last question you asked about how much he won, it was only they said the splits were like $2,500 was what he was. The amount of money he was making was so minuscule.
And
it
the
was
thing
crazy.
is, he supposedly bought a plane ticket for his cousin or something like that to go to Philadelphia to pick up their share of the money. Dude drove from Philly back to Charlotte. And this is what trips me out. The feds know that when he drove back to Charlotte, him and Rozier actually counted the money. Who is this cousin of yours? Because the only way you can get that information is if the cousin told.
Yeah.
You know, but let's bring you up. I mean, you said you was listening in regards to, you know, an addiction. Can an addiction be an addiction, a sickness, if you can actually deal with the consequences?
Absolutely. Still can be a sickness. I mean, and deal with the consequences. I don't think when a lot of times people are addicted to stuff, they don't even rationalize the consequences.
The
Yeah, I mean-
consequence I'm talking about is like, in this case, losing money.
Okay.
In case of, say, drugs, you want to get high, so you can deal with being high. Drinking, you can keep drinking. You can know that you can deal with drinking. Not the criminal side of it or something bad happening from it.
Okay.
But just from the actual act of it.
Again, I don't think you rationalize that though.
Okay.
When you have an addiction, you don't even rationalize what the consequences are. You know what I mean? And like with gambling, and in some addictions, you know, it's the thrill. You know what I mean? Specifically with gambling, it's when you have such a high, you know, like the competitive juices. That's why a lot of times sports people who are professional athletes get caught up because they have such a high and it takes such an adrenaline to get to certain levels, and it's like, what else can I do to keep me at this?
Get that.
This
Get
high.
that adrenaline.
You know what I mean? And so that's why I do that gambling, big stakes gambling, because that's the only thing that I need something. I need, you know what I mean? And you know, and not being a professional athlete, we, as athletic as we are and wanted to be and competitive as we are, you know what I mean, to get to this level, you know, it takes something else that everybody doesn't have.
Facts.
You know, and so it's such a high adrenaline rush, and you know what I mean. So I think that's what they go through, and I don't think they rationalize some of the consequences. You know.
Okay. I pulled up the definition of addiction. An addiction is a chronic relapsing condition characterized by a compulsive need for a substance or behavior despite harmful consequences. It involves loss of control, a strong urge or craving, and an inability to stop even when it negatively impacts one's psychological, physical, or social life. This can be related to substances like drugs and alcohol or to behaviors like gambling, eating, or exercise. Wow, exercise.
Yeah.
Damn, never thought about that one.
But again, it's that need. It's that need. That's what I'm saying. It's that high. You know, this gambling thing, though. You know, I don't know how much this particular situation relates to that, based on what some of the charges are. You know, because a lot of these things weren't necessarily direct gambling. It was more. It appears it's more assisting.
That's what yeah.
And what that link was, you know, and let's face it, you know, I heard you mention it right before I walked in, La Cosa Nostra.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the best, you know, that's that crime family with all the Gambinos and this
Right.
family and that family, you know what I mean? La Cosa Nostra is the family. That's what, and you notice, like you said earlier, how they're not displaying those people, you know.
I haven't seen one clip.
Because it's not clickbait. You know what I mean? Clickbait is the athletes. Clickbait is drawing the attention to the NBA, but they're going after them for different reasons, and they're using these guys are pawns in a bigger fish, bigger. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You got the fish in a bigger pond.
Yeah.
You know, but to get the clickbait and the attention, let's put it on these NBA players. You know what I mean? But if I got anything dealing with La Cosa Nostra, you know what I mean, I'm digging somewhere else, and I'm using you as my pawns.
So the conspiracy theory that is 47-45 on his revenge tour.
Hey, listen. This guy. Hey, and this guy Cash Patel is a do boy at its finest. You know what I mean? And he's an excitable do boy. He's loving serving his master. That's basically how you know what I mean? Listen how he talks about him.
Oh, yeah.
He's serving his master, bro.
Yeah, he's having a good time.
Oh man, what you talking about?
My man, what's up, Robbie? Robbie Owens, he just commented. He said, poker games at your house is not illegal as long as the house is not taking a cut. Now, Robbie, what do you think about the high stakes poker games where you're over a threshold of earnings that no taxes is being reported? Tell me what you think about that part, if you're still there. Because, you know, that's what they were saying, is that the high stake poker games is illegal because of the amount of money that's earned from the winnings or whatever.
You must have went
Nobody
out and came back, huh? I just see two different lives. That's why it was like at one number, then it dropped off. So I was wondering, did we go dead at some point?
I don't think so.
No, I got two different ones on here. Okay.
Okay, Robbie said it becomes a habit, a fixation. Anytime someone craves thoughts and does it all the time, the amount increases, or the illusion of. The addiction convo is interesting. Did you see Chuck and the Jet really get into it? I didn't.
I did. I saw that. I did see that. They did get into it, you know. And you know, Chuck was like, "Man, that's what it is. 'Cause that's really what it is. Playing the lottery is gambling. It is. Then the lottery is gambling, and you putting up your money with the hopes of winning. that's what it is. That's why the lottery was illegal for so long. And it didn't become legal until the state figured out how
to get some of
to
it.
get some of it. You know what I mean? Same way alcohol was once illegal until the states figured out how to benefit from it. Same way marijuana was once illegal until the states figured out how to benefit from it. Shoot. You know what I mean? Yeah, so based on that, it is gambling. But it is gambling because you're risking your money with the hopes of winning. And if you win a lot of people who win a scratch off one time, they're gonna
Keep doing it.
they're gonna keep going back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
you hit for 5 tickets or $7. You know what I mean? You be like, oh man, you know, it only cost me 10. Yeah, but you lost 3. They don't see it that way. They be like, but I won.
Yeah.
You know what I
See,
mean? So
that's why I know I don't have an addiction, because I'm walking away with that 7. I'm out. I'm out. If I go to a casino, I get my whatever I'm going to get. I put those chips in one pocket. No matter win or lose, all my winnings go in the other pocket. I never reach in that pocket. But once the pocket that I'm pulling from, once it goes dry, there's an urge to keep going, especially if you don't want something. But boy, I'm good at walking
that's
away.
been my motto for years at that casino. Once I put it in that left pocket, it ain't coming out, buddy.
Yeah. It stays where it's supposed to be.
It's staying where it is. But that's a real thing. But it's hard. You know what I mean? But the problem with that is, even with that, right? I've won a bunch of chips. They sitting right here, and I put the big chips in my pocket, and I play the rest of it. It doesn't matter if I would have just stopped right there.
Yeah, see.
But I was like, dude, this is the house money now, so I sacrifice that junk. So it's not necessarily an addiction because I can keep that in my pocket, but it's still a thrill of, but what if I win more? You know what I mean? And then you mess around and win more, and you be like, well, shucks,
I can win a little more.
I can win a little bit more.
That
you know
was
what I mean?
easy.
And then the reality of it is, and then the gambling really starts getting that addiction part, that adrenaline part, and all that stuff is, you know, I lose right here, and especially like roulette. Now it enrolled 8 straight blacks. Red gotta come, right? Let me put 100 on red. It hit black again. God, I just lost $100. Now it's 9 straight blacks. Red gotta come now.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
now I just lost that 100. Now I got to put another 100 up to try to get that 100 back. You know what I mean? And that junk hit black again. Now I'm 200 down. So now I got, you know what I mean?
Well,
it got to come red now.
I'm mad now.
Hey, but
sometimes mad
you
can
seen,
actually
if
make
you didn't
keep
consider any
playing,
period of
yeah.
time, you've seen this happen.
Oh yeah.
You've seen it happen. You be like, that junk hit red black 10 straight times. So now you done put 500 on red.
Hey man.
Just to hope to get your
I have been in Vegas for a football tournament. I went up to my room at about 1 or 2 in the morning and saw a teammate of mine sitting at the table. I came down the next morning to get some breakfast.
Still at the table.
In the same spot. I'm like, bro, you know we play in like 4 hours. You know, you got to get up from this table. But he says it's not an addiction for him.
It's addiction. If cigar smoking an addiction, cigar smoking can be an addiction, just like anything else. It's a habit that can turn into an addiction.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If you can't stop, you know, I can go days on.
Yeah.
I don't have to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there are people who wake
Have
up,
to.
go to sleep, in the middle, they have to do it. So absolutely can be addiction. Anything that you can't have any semblance of control over is an addiction. That's just the cold reality. You know?
And
I don't smoke at home. If I had an addiction, I'd have to smoke at home. You know what I mean?
I smoke at home.
Well, you can, but y'all,
yeah,
but you
open. But it's not an addiction for me because I stop just to make sure it's not an addiction. To be honest with you, just like I stopped drinking, I will this week. I'm not drinking all week. I can stop. That way, I know it's not an addiction. I've seen people say with weed. I've seen people wake up in the morning and reach under their bed and pull out some weed and roll it. Have not gotten out the bed.
went straight to rolling.
And rolled and smoked, then got up, started moving around.
Yeah.
Basically said they couldn't function without it.
Can't function without it.
Now that, to me, is an addiction.
It's 100% addiction. 100% addiction.
And I've seen some people say that they're addicted to it when they're not, because I've had some people that's had to stay with me and they swore them down and they was addicted. I said, well, you're going to find out today because you can't smoke in here. They found out it wasn't an addiction. Some people,
habit.
Yeah, it was just a habit, but you can, I think you can recognize when somebody has an addiction. And I think most of us don't want to tell people that they have an addiction because
But some people don't realize it's an addiction. Some people don't realize they have an addiction to some things. You know what I mean? And it just, like Robbie just said, it's a habit of fixation, and it just continuously creeps up to the point, it's like alcohol. You know what I mean? I had a roommate in college that woke up to drinking. He poured beer as his milk for a cereal.
God,
True story.
God.
True story. I know another comedian friend of mine. Same scenario. If you gave him the option of food versus alcohol, he gonna choose the alcohol every single time. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing. And but some people don't even. You do something so often, you don't even realize you've gotten to that point. And,
So it's almost what I said earlier in regards to how people can disguise an addiction as a hobby.
Absolutely can. Absolutely can. I mean, and you have some people that like alcoholics, drug users, they're functioning. Some people can function.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got some who can't function without it. And I think there's a difference between the two. But again, back to this particular, for this particular case, I don't necessarily think that's the case.
That it's an addiction. It's just
I don't necessarily think that's the case for this particular case. You know what I mean? Based on what I've seen thus far and read thus far, this, and let's hey, La Cosa Nostra, we don't know if it could have been a gambling debt that you had to, make you a deal you can't refuse. Hey, I'll make you a deal you can't refuse. Either you tell me this, you know what I mean, or come up with my $250,000. Which one is it? You know what I mean? You just never know.
Yeah, all I need for you to do is show up and let me tell people that you coming to play.
But once you do something one time, you're now locked in because now they pretty much own you at this point. You know what I mean?
He talking too, boy.
Yeah.
I think the number was up to 63 former or current NBA players that he said already, Chauncey Billups. As he's mentioned, that's been.
But Chauncey's
at these
situation
games.
is about the gaming thing. You know what I mean? The gambling. It ain't the throwing. And now people are using, like my cousin, he's like, man, I've been telling you all these years that all these games are fixed. So now they're using.
Now everybody's saying that.
Yeah, now they're using
Everything,
that to being fixed. And I said to him, bro, listen, they've been fixing stuff since what's the famous boxer back in the day that knocked out everybody, but all of a sudden he get beat by this white dude, Joe Louis.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? They've been throwing fights, bro.
Yeah.
Forever. That's always been a part of sports is some type of, throwing games here and there. But like I told him, a player can influence a game. A coach can throw a game, has more influence on throwing a game.
Yeah.
A player can influence a game. In certain sports, a player can have way more ways of throwing a game. You know what I mean? I don't ever see a team throwing a game.
Right.
I can never see you getting in football 53 guys to agree to we're gonna throw this game. I just can't see that. You know what I mean? Way too many things have to happen.
Yeah, it's the prop bets.
Yeah.
But
But the prop bet stuff easily can affect the game. You know what I mean?
Because like I said,
the coach. That's why they what's the baseball guy never got in the Hall of Fame?
Pete Rose.
That's why they suspended him for so long, because a coach can definitely influence a game. You know what I mean? Like with the Falcons in the page, they kept saying they played the coach could influence that. Why doing a 7-step drop when all you gotta do is run the ball? You know what I mean? But a whole team,
right?
I ain't buying that.
Right. Matt Ryan didn't drop back those 7 steps.
That Tyson fight was rigged. Which one? Back in the day,
I hope
Lowe
she
was
ain't
addicted to lobster rolls. When he comes to visit me, try to
What?
middle finger.
Who's that, Frank?
You keep talking about these lobster rolls, but you done been back here twice and still ain't brought me none, man. Yeah, I'm addicted to them darn lobster rolls. Doggone it. Sweets are addictive or a habit. I need to eat less. Yeah, well, you're not alone. JT, let's dive deeper. Addiction is a biopsychological disorder with a number of psychosocial factors that contribute. Very true. Now, go deeper for the regular people. Biopsychosocial disorder. Now let's break that down though.
In layman's terms.
Jose says, I don't. Wait a minute. Number one says, as long as the addiction hurts, no one live. I don't smoke, Jose. I don't smoke, but I definitely get why people smoke weed in the morning. A lot of people self-medicate to deal with the stresses of life. But here's the confusing part about that. Weed and alcohol, they're depressants. So is it really helping you get through stress?
And
they're depressants. They're
think,
not designed for that.
I don't think people get that.
They don't.
Yeah, I don't think because
they don't. Because
Yeah,
whatever you did, you have to come off of whatever that is. You know what I mean? And then when you come off of it, where you at? You know what I mean? They don't get it.
look,
okay.
I tell you where you at. When you come off of it, you smoking again. Therefore, an addiction.
Yeah. But it's a depressant. It don't help you. Some people are addicted to Starbucks coffee. The Lord put Oreos in the Bible. Number one fan. The Lord put Oreos in the Bible. 11th commandment, thou shalt have no Oreos that isn't stuffed. Hilarious. Tell us more, Frank. Now, Frank don't need to tell no more about no darn lobster rolls. If y'all had some, y'all understand. They definitely numb people out. Yeah, that's what they doing. Robbie said, meaning their childhood, their background, and attachment, brain function. Okay. Frank Angelo, you can't help it. I'm addicted to blue crabs, real crab cakes out of Maryland. My brother had to ship me a bunch. Facts. All right, so Robbie, meaning their childhood, their background, and attachment, brain function. Okay. That's definitely digging deeper.
Yeah, she deep.
I like it. But yeah, but anyway, I just think this is this case is gonna be very interesting. It's definitely gonna pull more people out. I really the problem right now is they're not separating the two cases because they're two
Totally different cases.
Two different cases and two different indictments, but they're plugging them in together for the storyline. You know what I mean? For the storyline.
Even with Damon Jones.
And then we, as who we are, like there should be an outcry of, okay, well, who's the La Costa Nostra people? You know what I mean? Why are they so focused on Damon Jones, who half the world don't even know?
Right.
You know what I mean? Chauncey Billups, who, if you're a basketball fan, naturally just got into the Hall of Fame. And what's his name?
Rozier,
who's been a 6-man, 7-man, 8-man.
Yeah.
He never been the man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but some of these guys on the other end.
Well, let me ask you this: what in regards to Rozier? He's made $170 million on the court salary. He had just signed his $96 million contract for 4 years. So why? I'm trying to figure out the mindset of helping somebody win some bets when you got $96 million in your pocket.
You know why? So, although I have $96 million, ooh, Lord, you hear that? $96 million.
Yeah, $9 million.
Hey, but although I have $96 million, I also have a whole bunch of guys that ride with me. I got a whole bunch of people around me. I got a whole bunch of people pulling from me, right? I can't say yes to all these people. I can't do for all these people. I can't be, but I could say, hey, look, I ain't gonna loan you this money, but if you happen to take a bet about me only being 10 points in the first quarter, Probably don't make that bet. Now it ain't gonna come. Yeah, he did it last Thursday too. If you know what I mean, hilarious. I think some of it is based on we got to get going. Hey, some of it is based on I think getting people out of my pocket and giving them
away to make their own money.
Because the money would be nothing to him.
Exactly. That's the part.
But $2,500 to Tim and Bob and Sarah and you know what I mean. $2,500 to them is a lick. You know what I mean? It don't mean nothing to him, but it mean a lot to them. And I ain't got to loan you that $2,500 because I told you how to get to that money. You know, and I think some of it could be just that plain and simple, bro. Just putting everybody else on is dumb, especially when you see all the crackdowns that they're having and all that stuff with the gambling thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, but trust and believe he ain't the only one. Trust and believe he ain't the only two. Trust and believe that junk is rampant with the same thought in mind of, hey, because you know how many boys these guys got. These guys got a whole crew of people that's hanging on to them. You know what I mean? And they could be in the crib. They back there smoking. They back there, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Man, Terry, man, I got this idea. Look, man, I can't put you on to that, man. But you know what I mean? You know I get some money. You know, I think a lot of it has to do with just that simple, man.
Wow. That's
What you think, Dwayne? Going after the mob money will not end well with Cash Patel or his bosses. Hey, look, that's gonna be interesting to see. You know what I mean? You know, because this particular mob, you know, and we know the mob is taking out some folk, presidential and all.
Hey.
But I don't know if I don't know, man. This guy is daring you to come at him.
He got his chest out.
He daring you to come at him.
I mean, he held a press conference, bro.
Yeah. But he doing it for his master.
Stephen A. Smith said the WNBA is next.
404-500-1605. 404-500-1605. You said yeah, I heard him say that. I mean, everything is out there, you know. But I am interested to see when they're gonna expose who the La Cosa Nostra people are. They've discussed all the families, but they haven't discussed anybody in those families. But I think they're gonna use this as a way of, because now I have enough to, and you know, do some raids and this and that.
Just so y'all know, the poker scheme, the way they did it,
Somebody gonna be missing.
They lured unwitting players into rigged games. Now, when I say players, I'm talking about poker players, into rigged games with the chance to compete against former professional basketball players like Billups and Jones. The games were fixed using sophisticated cheating technology such as altered card shuffling machines, hidden cameras in poker chip trays, special sunglasses, and even X-ray equipment built into the table to read the cards.
Yeah, I heard that.
God.
I heard that. They could read the cards and all. Yeah. Now, who you think on the elaborate scheme like that though?
And
it ain't Chauncey Billups.
Right. No, not at all.
It ain't Chauncey Billups.
No. Sure enough.
And not question Chauncey's intelligence. I'm sure he's a very
talk.
intelligent young man. But I'm just sure he ain't come with that elaborate scheme. You know what I mean? This is around so much deeper. And you know, and
So,
again,
but
go ahead.
And I wonder why would the case against Chauncey seem so light that for him to go in there and start telling about who was at the games and all of this type of stuff, it just don't seem he's done enough to have to go in and start snitching.
Well, here's the thing, man. And to know about federal cases, right? You know, we've talked about this several times on several different cases on here. When the feds come after you, they've already mounted so much evidence. They never just come. You know what I mean? When they come, they've already gathered all the evidence. So when they start asking you questions, majority of the time, they already know the answers to the questions. They're trying to figure out where you going to go with it, you know. Very few times are they searching for the answers, you know what I mean? And the crazy part is, here late, the cases that they went searching for are the ones we had so much discussion on, but that's a whole other conversation. But where they really didn't have the answers, they were really searching.
Right.
Stuff like this, you know, they've gathered a lot of evidence, you know, and so now it's about, you know, going after the big fish. You know, that's why I keep saying about the big fish. You're pawns. You're pawns you're fishing a very big pond, and you know, and that's why I think they're going after. They're gonna be attacking people, and they're gonna get Chauncey to tell, because it's like, hey, bro, this is what we got on you. Now, you can walk away from this thing, you know what I mean? But this is what we're really looking for, you know, and they know it at this point. And I heard y'all say about dude, you know, wearing the jersey, wearing the shirt. But you know, they hit everybody at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
They made all these
Yeah.
raids across 11 states at 6 a.m. So they caught all of them, you know what I mean? So that might have been the only thing they had.
Charlotte.
Hey, that's what it was on, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, but like I said,
the weakest link. Yeah, for something like that, you're right. All the same equipment low used in Cosmic Place. This dude here delusional.
they used to do some Monopoly.
This dude delusional.
Yeah,
Somebody always gotta be the fall guy. You know, that's just how this system works. There's always gonna be a fall guy, you know.
So now all of these other players that he's naming, will they be charged for playing the game?
Well, it depends on what they have to offer. You know what I mean? Whether they're gonna be victims. Somebody calling in, he wasn't connected.
Oh.
Whether they're gonna be, you know, victims or they're gonna be, you know, co-conspirators. That's gonna be the question. But between the gambling and the betting scandal, cheating scandal, that list is going to go so long, because if you profited in any shape, form, or fashion off of proprietary information, you can be charged. You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
I mean, no matter how down the line you were. So can you imagine the people that might be affected? You know what I mean? It could be your mama, your sister, your cousin, your brother. Anybody they can say profited in any shape, form, or fashion from that information can be charged with a federal crime. You know what I mean? Now, so now you really got to figure this junk out. How deep do we want this thing to go? And that's the pressure the Fed's going to come in with. Hey, man, how deep you want this to go? And we can dig deeper. You know what I mean?
Wow.
We can dig
that
as deep as you want us to. But anybody that we find out made one dime from proprietary information, we're going to charge them with a federal crime. Man, can you imagine be in that room right there, man? Hey, that's pressure. 'Cause now you got to think about everybody that may have participated in any shape, form, or fashion. That's how the feds come, bro. That's how they come. That's how they come at you. They're going to put that pressure on. You know what I mean? And that's why that list is going to get so big, because he's like, hey, man, whoa.
God, that's...
And they're going to make the threats. You know what I mean? And then keep in mind, you know, federal stuff, what they going to do? They're going to go. Somebody always got to be the fall guy. They're going to go seize your accounts. They're gonna close this. They're gonna, you know what I mean? You ain't gonna be able to move. They're gonna make sure you can't flee the country. They're gonna tighten them screws so hard that you gotta make decisions. You know what I mean? You gotta make real life decisions on what you're gonna do and what you're gonna say and what you're gonna tell. That junk can be real.
And I just thought about, I remember them saying that Chauncey Billups wasn't named in the game throwing part of it, but the description supposedly fits him to a T. The description, because they didn't name him, but supposedly, so I guess he's getting hit on both sides. they're not together, but evidently Chauncey is in on the other side.
The only one they actually charged for both was Damon Jones.
Yeah.
Damon Jones was charged on both ends.
Yeah, he was at the
Chauncey was
games,
charged only in the
the poker scheme.
poker scheme, and Rozier was only charged in the betting scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Damon Jones was charged in both of them.
Yeah, because he was giving out injury information.
Mm-hmm. And then they had to throw LeBron name in there.
I know LeBron, like, man, what the,
Yeah. I keep myself clean
my
as a whistle.
sciatic nerve hurt. Here I am.
Yeah.
You got my name in this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Supposedly it was LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Damian Lillard because of this certain game. It was, I think Damian Lillard was playing with Portland at the time, and damn, I just thought about it. Chauncey was coaching Portland at the time.
And that's real deep information, bro.
Damn,
You know what I mean? When you talk about gambling,
at the time.
you know, because they were saying basically he would know before the injury report came out that LeBron wasn't going to play.
Mm-hmm.
So now if you go ahead and put the money now on Lakers losing or whatever the case may be, you know what I mean, before the report get out, when the report get out, now that number's, you've already put, that number going to change, but you already put your money down. So now you put yourself in a great position. You know what I mean? So that's some real information, man. That's some real information. But, you know, I heard you earlier, and you got to take, you know, the NBA not going to take any responsibility for it, but all these sports organizations should, because y'all allowing this gambling. This is what y'all opened up this can. You know what I mean? It's one thing when they were doing it back in the day, everything was a sneak tip, but now you've opened it up. You saying it's all legal. It's hard for you guys to resist. And like I said, I really believe some of it is simply, I'm going to keep you out my pockets, but boy,
Here you go.
I happen to know LeBron not going to be playing on Monday. Now, what you do with the information is up to you. You know what I mean? Bro, it'd be hard to resist that.
Especially, and
It'd be hard to
again,
resist
we
that.
talking about somebody like Damon Jones who
Was
was
not getting no max contracts.
Yeah, he didn't get
Ain't no big contract in his life.
ever.
Yeah.
It was max for him.
Yeah.
Because he was a good friend to Shaq. And he was a good friend to LeBron. He made sure to be on their teams, and teams signed them because they were good friends. He was good friends with those guys. So with him, but like I said, they ain't showed his face too much because again, he's not a big name.
He's not a big name. And realistically, none of them are real big names.
Right.
Even Chauncey Billups, he's the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers. But how many people unless you follow basketball,
Yeah, you don't
how
know.
many really knew that?
You don't know that he in the Hall.
You
of
don't
Fame,
know
but he
that.
won 2 championships.
So it's bigger than them. You know what I mean? It's bigger than them. This is about for every incident you gotta have a face. You know what I mean? And they love making one of our people the face. It's just what they do. You know, but I strongly but I strongly believe, you know, I can't wait to see, because at some point they're gonna have to start talking about, well, who are these other people?
Yeah, who is it that actually was throwing the games?
Yeah.
You got to say that sometime.
Yeah.
Sooner. You got to say it soon. Because I haven't seen, like you said, the only thing has been about Chauncey Billups. And, well, in the poker scheme, it's just been about him. They have not said who actually threw the games or where the games were actually played. I don't think they've said that either, have they?
And how afraid are you, you know, to know that you got, Ocho had me laughing so hard. He said, the mob? Y'all playing, y'all. He said, ain't no other word. Anything to do with the mob. I was like, I'm with you, Ojo. You playing with the mob?
Hey, bro.
Hey, man. There's certain things you don't play with, boy.
I'm sure there was a debt already there.
It had to be.
I'm sure. Because, like I said, you don't just walk in and kick it with them.
Something
Yeah.
had to trigger that.
Ain't no, as they call it, a moulion gonna come in and kick it.
And again, these are guys who, like, these ain't those guys. You know what I mean? Damon Jones is not being invited to no mafia party. Terry Rozier not getting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all not gonna be in them rooms with these guys. There's something else
that triggered
this. You
where
know what I
He was
mean?
basically an employee.
Yeah, man. I believe that. You know, some of it, you know, addiction part, I don't know. None of this just seemed like it failed to me in the addiction part, but it just brings up the conversation of addictions and gambling addictions, and, you know, it does bring up that conversation of that this can be a real thing, you know. And some of the guys are addicted to it. I mean, you know, Charles Barkley talked about, you know, how they used to, you know, paying $25,000-$50,000 hands, and
Oh,
you know what I mean. I mean, this is
they showed it when they were talking about the Dream Team. Every plane, them guys would be in the back gambling
yeah,
the whole time. The Bulls, they showed it.
yeah,
You know, Steve Kerr was like, I can't go back there.
yeah,
I'm gonna stay up here and play pity pat.
yeah, yeah.
Them boys back there throwing big money on the floor.
Yeah, yeah. Those things I think can be addictive. That's that adrenaline. To me, is that competitive adrenaline thing that can turn into an addiction. You know, I mean, they talked about this guy. I don't remember his name, but this dude gambled away $1 billion, his whole family's fortune. It was like $1.8 billion. Gambled it away.
Yes.
Lost it gambling.
Yeah.
Gambling. You know what I mean?
That is an addiction.
They tell us one guy who went up $50 million and lost all $50 million. You won $50 million, came back the next day and lost the entire $50 million.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh.
Because you know
That's an addiction.
Because you know the hotel moved them up to the big suite.
Sheesh, man. Sheesh, man. They say he won up to $50 million. They had to stop him. They had to tell him, hey, no mas, enough for the day. Because if you lose money, they never going to tell you, hey,
Right.
man, you probably want to stop right here. You don't lose. You know what I mean? They going to tell you to stop. They say stopped him, told him to come back the next day, told him enough was enough. They couldn't take, you know what I mean? He came back the next day and lost the entire $50 million. Incredible, man.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Nate Stubbs, what's going on, young lady?
Y'all watch Kanan on Power. Yeah, man. Addiction is real, though. Addiction is real.
Yeah, we're gonna I do want to pivot back to it though on this addiction thing, especially with when you're talking about the.
That's how I'm gonna like dropping your drink.
I know maybe I am addicted because I got mad just then. But you know, especially when you're talking about because this gambling thing is, being able to do it online and everything. Now you got kids out here gambling a lot. I mean, I as a young guy at my job, man, this dude, just today, he was in a meeting. I kept hitting him because he was falling asleep. And dude was like, man, I was up last night. I was doing these bets. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I told you I win big. He said, but, he said, I'm on a bad streak right now. He said, and he can't be no more than 24, 25 years old. He didn't go. I think he went to West Georgia. And didn't y'all have homecoming this past weekend? He didn't go to homecoming because of the simple fact that he said he needed to watch these games that day because of the prop bets that he had put out there.
Yeah, he in trouble.
I said,
He in trouble.
I said, dude, you're 20.
I had to tell Alec about that, Joe. Alec was starting to do that gambling stuff. And I was like, hey, man, just chill out, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah, chill out, dude. Don't be doing that junk, man. Don't get caught up in that BS. You know what I mean? Because it's easy to get caught up. It's easy to get caught up. It's a thrill. It starts off as a thrill, but then when you win, you really at a high. But when you lose, now you're trying to get that jump back. Hey, man, that's why casino, bro. There's a reason why they say the house don't lose, bro. You know what I mean? Because very few people have the ability to get up and walk away. It's you know what I mean? I didn't seen people lose so much money at daggone casino. You know what I mean? They'll hit a big lick and be like, boy, you just killed it. He said, yeah, man, but I done lost doggone 3 times as much. I was like, sheesh. Hey, sheesh. What you about to say?
So you say it's a fine line between addiction and just the habit or the adrenaline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that adrenaline rush, I guess the ability to separate that adrenaline rush from, because when that jump becomes consuming, you know what I mean? that's when it starts taking over, when it becomes consuming, for any addiction. When that junk just starts consuming you, you know what I mean? Jokers, when you just, for gambling, when you bet on anything.
Yeah. Hey, like we was talking about, Michael Jordan. Said this dude walked up to him, said he wanted to flip a coin. No, he wanted to bet. He said he had some money and wanted to do something.
Yeah.
And Jordan was like, man, listen, I got $10,000. We're going to flip this coin. $10,000 on a coin flip, bro?
That was more than 10,000. They actually said Buddy had a bag of money.
Okay.
They said he had a bag of money. And they said that money was, he was a neighborhood guy, so everybody knew his bag of money was thick. And that's what Mike told him. He said, all right, let's flip a coin for it. You know what I mean? Dude, like, wait a minute. I'm going to bet this whole bag of money on a coin toss? Hey, Buddy ain't addicted.
Hey.
Look at
Right, it sure ain't.
Buddy wasn't addicted.
Because that coin would have been flipping so slow.
If he was addicted, hey, what you talking about? Hey, but if he was addicted, he would have took that bet. But he wasn't addicted. What he wasn't a fool. You know what I mean? Because Jordan was willing to take the bet.
Yeah.
But Jordan got, even that then.
Yeah, he could have dropped that and then probably would have said, you know what, double or nothing.
Boom.
Gotcha.
Boom. That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
What's that game with the cards? What is it?
He trying to sell his Rolex because he needed crazy Vegas. Yeah, real talk. And then in Vegas, you don't know the Rolex are real. They be some fake joints too. They try to get you out there, boy. That Vegas boy, they be trying to get you, boy. But yeah. Been seeing that junk too, though. What'd you say though?
What is it? 3-card Molly?
I don't play it, but
I've seen people lose. I mean, you can't lose but so much before the guy that's doing it be like, all right, bro. I've seen people lose $300-$400 on 3-card Molly on starting off with like $5 bets, and could not stop. Just couldn't stop. Kept going. Just kept going.
JT, the last time we played that tournament in Vegas, the table we was at for roulette, this dude came up, put a $500 chip. When I was talking about that red thing, because it was hitting red. He put a $500 chip on black. $500 chip. I said, ooh. Junk hit red again. I said, God, dog, that dude lost $500 just like that. So came back, another $500 chip. Now I'm just, this dude, that junk hit red. Before you blink, he lost $2,500. I was in there like, dude just lost $2,500 in doggone 5 rows.
Yeah, see,
I was like, I was over there like cringing, man.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at Bud like, you gonna keep putting these $5 chips down? Bruh, just like that, $25 on 5 rows. Now what he got to do? Now he try to get it back, and that's what it gets you at. That's what a casino. Now you done lost $2,500. Now you trying to get that jump back.
So now with that, okay, so let's say with that person, let's say he didn't get it back. Let's say he ended up winning back. Let's say he lost $5,000, and then he ended up winning $1,000 back, and he got to leave because his flight is leaving. But he doesn't gamble again. He just goes home and don't go nowhere to gamble anymore. Is that an addiction, or is that just an adrenaline rush? Or a hobby of gambling?
Well, the question is, did he not gamble again because he didn't have it? You know what I'm saying? If he didn't gamble again, or because his flight, that's a different story. The question is, when you leave there, do you leave there trying to call somebody?
To get some
do you
more
leave
money?
to go to the ATM? You know what I mean? Where that's where you figure out whether or not that's just a bad streak or I got a bad addiction. You know what I mean? Some joker might cancel their flight because they just realize I got to try to get this money back. Now you were addicted. You know what I mean? Like I said, this dude right here, he lost 5 straight rows, bro. I was cringing over there like, man, I just couldn't imagine just losing $2,500 in 3.5 minutes.
Hell no.
Hey, about 3.5 minutes, dude just lost $2,500, bro.
No way.
Hey, man.
No way.
Man, bruh. Whatever I had planned, bro, it's over with.
No way.
Hey, man.
I'm sick. I mean,
hey, sick to death.
I lose $100, I'm sick.
I I go in there with $100. That's my base. I go in there. I say I got $100 to lose.
That's usually what I start with.
Yeah,
let me
man.
change it. That's usually what I go in, $100.
Yeah.
If it's my birthday, I might go with $200.
And that's based on it being they're going, what the minimum on that table is. Because sometimes them tables be tripping. With a $25 minimum, I'm like, you ain't gonna make me just lose my money in 4 spins. You know what I mean? I can't lose it in 4 spins. I'd rather go to the little machines before I just lose it in 4 spins. Yeah. That's when we went to New Orleans for my aunt's birthday trip. All them tables out there were like $25 minimum. I was like, man, this is crazy. $25 minimum? You talking about 4 spins? I'm out.
That's right.
If I don't hit.
I'm not doing that.
Hey, man, I had a $10 minimum. At least give me 10 spins, but 4 spins is over with?
I couldn't stand when they put the, some of the machines now, like the slots, where you can put your debit card in. I said, boy, they getting these folks.
Oh, they getting you, bro.
They can't even walk away.
Yeah. This is a real thing, man. It's a real thing. No doubt about it. That's having too much money. Yeah, man. Some of them got it, though, man. Some of them got it bad, bro. Some of them got that money, man. I just don't know if I could ever be bold enough in life to bet that kind of money. I just don't think I could do it. You know what I mean? I can't even. I'd be scared if I put $100 chip on black or red.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
I ain't betting a whole 100.
Yeah, Lee would do that jump. Lee bet when he start black, he'll just go black and red. He'll put $100 on black and red. That's how he bet. I can't do it.
That $100, I'm breaking it down, bro.
Hey, I'm breaking it down.
I'm gonna have a whole lot of play out there.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna get all I can at my $100.
Yeah.
Just one spin.
Might go over to the table and play the field a little bit. But might take $10, go play some slots. That $100, I'm gonna have a good time.
When I start hitting, I might go from because I like them $10 minimum tables. You know what I mean? And if I start hitting, I got my little stack over here. I start putting 15, 20. I might get a little 25. I might play a little middle row here. You know what I mean? I'm gonna pipe it up a little bit if I got something to play with. But just $100. No, sir.
No way.
No, sir. No, sir. I be having to put a $5 chip down. I'm gonna break mine. I won't buy the singles. I won't buy the singles, buddy. Shoot. Hey, man, and I enjoy the roulette wheel. I stay at the roulette wheel for hours. You know what I mean? But that's because I'm betting these minimums.
All right, well, listen, folks, as I said, we was having a little short night tonight. But we got some celebrations that we need to talk about.
Uh-oh.
Got some No, I'm talking about you, bro.
Oh.
Hoff. Hall of Fame. Yes, that's right, people. Angelo Sykes will be inducted into the Atlanta Flag Football Hall of Fame as a Hall of Fame coach. And next is going to be a contributor. After that, I promise you, I mean, honestly, I thought that's what they was going to rock with you at to start off with, to be honest with you. But because you have done a lot for Atlanta Flag Football. Good Lord, you have. But, yeah, man, congratulations on it, bro.
Appreciate that, man.
Congratulations on that. Are they going to give y'all a jacket? What are they doing, man?
I know we got our sizes the other day, our shirt sizes. I'm assuming it's gonna come with something like that.
Okay.
But it's really cool just to be recognized. And like I said on my post, man, I didn't realize, and Dwayne said I didn't realize until we were going through the list. And I was like, wait a minute, it's the only one coach. You know what I mean? I didn't even catch that. Honestly, JT, I didn't. So that was that's kind of dope. You know what I mean? To be in that category. But I've been doing it for a long time, man. You've been right there with me the whole time, man. So
I saw some of the other coaches up there, and I was like,
so your credentials already better than all those.
He ain't won nothing. He just getting in the Hall of Fame because he coached.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some names up there. I was like, oh, I know all these can't go in there.
Right.
But yeah, man, that's dope. Yeah, that's dope. I'm proud of you on that one right there, bro.
I appreciate it, man, and I appreciate you, bro. I mean, we've done this thing together for a long time. I know I get singled out, individualized, whatever the case may be. But I appreciate you because you always right there. You know, you and I talk about everything. You know, prior to the games, during the games, after the games. So you know, me going in is like us going in. I really mean that.
Appreciate that, bro. I'm gonna be right there, bro.
Absolutely, man.
I will be buying my ticket because we're also going in as a franchise.
I was just about to say, you know, and going in as our team, and that was something that came up as a suggestion from other people, and I think it was interesting, Teasy, because I think some of the guys when they were bringing it up, other people in the league,
Mm-hmm.
they're really bringing it up for young crew.
Mm-hmm.
And what was interesting is that historians of the game acknowledged, and there was a call, and even on the podcast Thursday night, Petey sat right here where I'm sitting at right now, and congrats, Bussy, appreciate it, brother. When Petey said, you know, we talked about how YC first came in and how, you know, they destroyed us for a while. You know what I mean? Until we figured that junk out. But, you know, Petey talked about, he said, but after that, man, they couldn't beat Shockwave for nothing. And it was just cool to hear
Somebody
outside of us understand and recognize.
That's right.
Although these ATS, you know, these YNs and all them jokers, they want to prop up this other team.
That's
but
right.
we dominated all of them. We are the ones who retired
For
them.
a long time.
You know what I mean? We whooped them so bad at Nationals. I remember them going over there and said, man, that's it, man. You know what I mean? Because we destroyed them. And we were whooping them for a while. And, you know, even, you know, Wolfpack was the other team that got in. But the same thing with them. They whooped us early. But once we doggone figured it out, you know what I mean? It was a problem coming through Shockwave, man. So it was really cool that the Shockwave team as an organization was also going to be recognized into the Hall of Fame, man, because, you know, quite honestly, the historians of it recognized us. This is a true story. Recognized us and Wolfpack. The historians said, you know, those were the two teams that had to get in.
Mm.
Yeah, true story.
Wow.
True story. I heard the call. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But, you know, I was cool with the fact of, hey, you know, Young Crew was the only, they got that A, you know what I mean? And they had a run without a shadow of a doubt, you know what I mean? But to me, our organization is still the best organization that's ever come through this area for flag football.
Mm-hmm.
And we still have more A national wins than anybody else.
Period.
And it ain't even, and the second is not close.
The
Second's not close.
For a minute there, we were like the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, for real. And everywhere.
Making it all the way to the championship game, just couldn't pull it off. But shoot, I still carry my B League national championship proudly.
Our championship was bigger than any to me. And y'all can help me out on this because y'all been there. But if you think about when we did it, that was it was loaded.
All of the teams came down.
Everybody.
Yep.
It was loaded. And all the ones who went on to win after that all was in that same category that we was in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back then, the A was only like 6-8 teams.
That's it. Yep.
We went
Right.
through a gauntlet for 3-4 straight years. And we went through the semifinals 2 years before that with Will.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Went through that gauntlet. So we earned it, bro. You know what I mean? So, you know, but shout out to Amos as well. You know, Amos is definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Period.
One of the greatest to ever do it. To me, he's you know, between Amos, I said the other day between Amos and Frano, to me, they were always 1A, 1B. You know what I mean? In terms of their talent level and what they did for a team, the impact they had, you know, however you want to go 1A, 1B didn't matter to me. But Amos, I think, always took over the top spot because he was the quarterback and could play
every other position. Exactly.
And that to me was a big difference. So yeah, man, super dope, bro. I really appreciate it. I'm really excited about it. Yeah.
And also, I don't know if you heard this earlier, Uptown Comedy is nominated again for ATL's hottest.
I did hear that.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that.
Yep. So congratulations on that too.
Well, that's dope. We appreciate that nomination as well. That means folk got to go out here and vote.
That's right. Got to get out there and vote. Got to get out there. All you got to Atlanta, atlhottest.com. Scroll down. There will be a button there that says vote here. Click that. Just get on in there and vote. And I told you, you see my name a couple of times. You can see my wife's name in there also with me. You're going to see Uptown Comedy Corner in there also. You're also going to see God Guys a stage play. So please get on in there and get that vote in for me.
If I'm not mistaken, we won twice. So I'd love to get the trifecta. That'd be super dope. I'm going to start posting that junk too. You know what I mean? When I post a name, 2-time.
Right. Right. But yeah, man, congratulations on that, bro. That's huge. I already marked it on my calendar. Make sure ain't nothing else gonna happen. Be there right with you, bro.
Yeah, so everybody want to come to it, man. It'd be cool. I know the price of tickets look high, but it comes with the meal and drink vouchers. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a cool experience. It's gonna be the inaugural one. So to get in it for the first one, I think is really a big deal.
At Port of Sanford.
Yeah, Port of Sanford.
I was just there this past weekend for the Bodyguard Elite.
Okay.
The Elite Bodyguard thing. I was there this past weekend as a presenter. That was pretty dope.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the flyer for that. That was dope.
Yeah, that was it was eye opening. It was pretty cool. Got to wear shades on stage like they do in the Oscars when they be presenting. So I went up there with my shades. I just wanted to see how it felt. It's pretty cool. But yeah, man, make sure that y'all go in and get those votes in. And if you can, I would love to see all of y'all as we as they put his jacket, shirt, sweatshirt, something on. I know he's probably
Whatever
gonna
it
get a
is,
ring.
right.
He's probably gonna get something to hang around his neck. So let's all get out there and support him for that. I promise you, it is well deserved, well deserved. So that's gonna do it, man, for Classic Conversation with JT and Low
That
tonight.
top five.
I was just gonna say, you got one?
Yeah, so we got no females here. We can go sports tonight.
There it is. There it is.
So here's a challenge. As we sit here today, who are your top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL today?
Okay, Dwayne, you got yours?
Who are your current active top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL?
Yeah, I got mine. No particular order, just because I can't think that deep. Mahomes,
Happens when you wake up.
Jackson, Allen. Mahomes, Jackson, Allen.
It's gonna get hard after that, don't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got mine.
He said Mahomes, Jackson, Allen,
Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
And last but not least, Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. Hurting all, huh? Still top 5?
Yeah.
You went down my list. Good Lord. I'm gonna try and do something a little different, but got to have Lamar Jackson in there.
Okay.
Got to have Mahomes and Allen. That's my man Green Bay. Yeah, Jordan Love. And wow. People really not going to they're going to be like, JT, you tripping. But I'm going to say Dak Prescott.
Frank said I'm going to get a onesie.
I'm going to go
Hey,
with
you retarded, man.
the one.
Man, we're going to pray for you, Frank.
Yeah,
Tell you that.
I'm gonna go with Dak Prescott, and then I'm gonna say that next generation, Drake May. Who?
So my mom got, I don't know if this is your list of Zions, but she got Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, and Jalen Hurts.
Hmm.
Anybody else? Before I go over mine, Frank. Number one fan got Lamar Jackson, Caleb Williams, C.J. Stroud, Matt Stafford, Justin Fields. We ain't saying top 5 black quarterbacks, the top quarterbacks you just like. We talking about actually playing.
Look what her next statement is. Look what the next statement is.
And Jalen Hurts.
No, and all the other black QBs
Oh,
except
see?
that one in Dallas.
I'm like, Justin Fields, give me a break. All right, so I wait on anybody else. I'm a be honest, man. I'm gonna be honest, man, and it's hard to actually say this jump, man, but I gotta say, Daniel Jones. Gotta say, Daniel Jones, one of the top 5 quarterback right now, man. Daniel Jones is
Very good point.
Daniel Jones is balling.
Like crazy.
He's balling.
Like crazy.
I'm gonna go my next one. Hard to say it, but it's just true. Baker Mayfield is balling. He's balling. I'm gonna say the next one. Just totally shredded my boys last night. Embarrassing. It was embarrassing to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna get a chance to talk about it Thursday. Now I gotta look at my schedule, but it was embarrassing to watch, man. But Jordan Love made every single throw, 20 straight completions.
Every one of them.
Off his back,
Statement
falling
game.
down,
Statement game.
sidearm, behind. He might well do the jump behind his back, man. He might well do the jump. You know what I mean? He could alley oop. He could do an alley oop out there, bro.
He was in the zone. When they showed him sitting on the sideline, he was just sitting there. I said, "Yeah, that boy in the zone right now." Yeah, he did.
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
That was embarrassing, man. Number one said that was mine, not Zion's. Okay, Ma. Well, good job. Proud of you. She said I wrote what I wrote, number one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Frank got Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. Jackson is hurt. Stafford, Burrow is hurt. Drake May. You're all right, Mayfield. Love off the chain. And my last two, Josh Allen is looking decent. And, of course, unfortunately to the rest of the league, Patrick Mahomes is starting to look like Patrick Mahomes again. Hey, Patrick Mahomes starting to look like Patrick Mahomes again, and that's not good. That's not good for the league. You're looking for somebody else to make it out the AFC.
Yeah, they thought after, what was they, 1-2 or something like that?
Yeah, they started off 0-2, didn't they?
Yeah, everybody thought. I said, yeah, y'all. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, unfortunately, Chiefs look like the Chiefs again. Pat Mahomes like Pat Mahomes again, and that's not good for the AFC. So, but it is what it is. That's where they at with it. But Daniel Jones, man, I'm still tripping. And guess who we got to play next week? Zach on Colts with Daniel Jones. We just let doggone Flacco eat us for lunch. Daggone Jordan Love took us for dinner and spanked us. Now we got get this dessert meal from Daniel Jones.
And Jonathan Taylor.
Oh my goodness, man. Oh boy.
And Jonathan Taylor, because boy.
Oh boy.
That boy running around like he playing college football.
Man, jump crazy. Jump crazy.
All right, folks. Appreciate you tuning in, but make sure that you tag a friend and tell a friend. Come on over here, hit them buttons for us.
I just said Josh Allen, not Jason. Did she give me another list? I don't see it. Is hers up there? Oh, there you go, right there.
There you go.
Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick,
Baker.
for sure, Baker Mayfield.
A pass. Peyton Manning.
Okay. I'm glad I just saw that because she'd have called and said, you ain't read my list. I'm glad it just popped up. All right, there you go. I had to read the last one.
All right, so that's gonna do it, man. We will be back next week.
We're out of here before midnight, y'all. There it is.
Yeah. And we started an hour late, but next week we got a guest. What's the name? You remember my name? And I think it's gonna be a great show because of who she is.
It is.
Here you go, Jamie Kirk, a licensed psychotherapist, author, and transformational speaker. So we're gonna have her in here. So of course we're gonna get on this mental health kick next week. So make sure that you tune in and try and get some other people to tune in so that they can get some of this good stuff. Because again, this is a licensed person. We love having those folks come around because we give you our opinions because we don't have certificates above our head. But next week we're gonna have somebody here that can help coach us through some things. So that's gonna do it, man. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. And we out. You did.
Bad baby.
Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.